Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So it has been a long time since I emptied out my beauty garbage. So I've got an empties video for you guys today. I'm gonna dive right in. The box is really full. I think I'm gonna switch to a smaller box because between the holidays and holiday recovery time, the box has gotten really full and I fear that this is going to be a very long video. So I think I'll switch to a smaller box after this because holy smokes, that's a big old box of beauty garbage. So let's dive right in. So I've got 2 empty bottles of Nivea MicellAir. I had been using the Garnier Micellar Water, which I loved. You guys know the price was right on that. And I saw this one go on sale. I've seen it advertised on TV. Now, in my opinion, micellar water is micellar water. It all does the same thing. Now, with this, you get the same size bottle as the Garnier. It's about the same price, but I actually find the top to be a little bit better. So when you put this on your cotton round or whatever you're using, you actually have to like squeeze it on, where the Garnier one just kind of dumps onto the cotton round. So I actually find this one seems to last longer, so I'm finding it to be a little bit more cost effective. So loving the Nivea MicellAir. I tried the dry and sensitive and the normal, and I really didn't notice a difference with either. So I have since repurchased. I also emptied a bottle of the Johnson's head to toe baby wash. I've talked about this in previous empties videos. I use this to clean my makeup brushes. So went through a bottle of that, have since repurchased. Of course, it's a staple. I have tried lots of different brush cleaners in the past, and I just find this works the best, and it's the most gentle on my brushes. Not really picking a theme here, so let's dive in and talk hair stuff first now that I've got those big bottles out of the way. So I went through a bottle of the All Soft conditioner. I had bought a duo pack. I go through shampoo faster than I go through conditioner. So I used up the shampoo long ago and I've since used up the conditioner. Love this time of year when my hair is dry. It really nicely detangles my hair. It helps it from being too frizzy. So I do love this. I haven't repurchased it yet, but I've repurchased the All Soft line time and time again. So I'm sure I will buy this again. And I did recently buy the treatment in this line, the All Soft Heavy Cream. So I'm about to crack into that. Also in the hair category, I went through, the tops of my bottles get really gross, so don't judge me. I went through a bottle of the Catwalk Curlesque Defining Serum. So I always use, when my hair is wet and I brush it out and I apply my product, I always finish with a serum just on the ends, just because my ends seem to get really dry and really frizzy. So I apply that on the ends and I just kind of let it air dry, and it helps to just sort of keep things defined and frizz free. I probably won't repurchase this just because I found it to be a little bit thick, and I feel like if I'm going to go in with a thicker serum, I'll probably pick up a bottle of Moroccan oil because I feel like it's doing more for the actual hairs, where this one I find more just gives it a little bit of hold on the end without it being frizzy. So also for hair, I went through another bottle of the Schwarzkopf Repair Rescue sealed ends. So this is their split end mender. I think I've talked about this in every empties video. I use this all the time. I've repurchased it time and time again. This time around I did buy something different just because I was getting a little bit bored. I've bought this 3 or 4 times in a row, but I do love this and it smells so good. Every time I have that in my hair, my husband's like, "You smell so nice." So I think that was it for hair care. So I'm going to dive into body. So I went through the Hemp Milk and Honey Body Moisturizer. So this one is for comfort and nourishment. So it smells like cookies. It smells so good, and it's really hydrating. It's a little bit more expensive than the regular hemp lotion, but it's a little bit more, I would say a little bit more hydrating and a little bit more calming. I have like eczema on my elbows, but it definitely helped to soothe the area. I actually have the matching body wash in the shower right now. I had bought them as a set. Also from the hemp line, I had gone through the Frosted Peppermint and Vanilla Sugar Scrub. This was a release from a couple of Christmases ago. It's a sugar scrub, so it's really, really gentle. I actually prefer to use this in the bath. I find if I use it in the shower, it dissolves in my hand before I have a chance to like apply it on my body. I love anything that smells like peppermint, especially peppermint and vanilla. Oh my gosh, so good. So they actually don't, this was like a limited edition thing, so I wouldn't be able to repurchase it. The next thing I have is the doTerra Citrus Bliss Hand Lotion. Citrus Bliss is my favorite essential oil blend that doTerra makes. However, I would not repurchase this. It smelled really nice, but it didn't really do much for my skin in regards to like hydration. It felt like something that you would probably just toss in your purse and use on the go. I like to keep a hand lotion on my nightstand and really hydrate my hands before bed. My hands get really dry working in the salon, doing nails, all the nail dust, washing my hands, all the things. This just didn't quite cut it for me. In that same vein, I had the Organic Pharmacy hand cream. This was the Marigold and Comfrey. I had gotten this in an Ipsy bag, and same thing, I just didn't really find it did anything for me. I went through it really quickly. It was a really runny formula. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Another hand lotion I went through, I have this basket in my closet back here of like travel size of things. The problem with that is that I don't travel, so I have all these little, you know, travel sizes of things that I'm looking in the basket and I'm like, these things are going to expire before I ever go anywhere. So I sort of have been going through the basket, especially in using like hand lotions, body lotions, stuff like that, because I'm always getting more of that stuff. There's no reason for me to hoard travel sizes, and you can always buy a travel size if you're going somewhere. So I had this Repechage Sea Spa hand cream. I used to work at a Repechage spa like 15 years ago, like a long time ago, back in my youth. And the smell just takes me right back to the Jean Raymond days, and I enjoy that. However, again, I didn't really feel like this hand lotion did that much for me. I prefer my glycerin silicone hand cream, and the Repechage line is quite expensive, so I wouldn't repurchase that unless it was really blowing me out of the water. Again, in that same basket, I had a travel size of the Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Body Wash. This is a nice body wash. If you don't like smells, you probably really like the Aveeno line. This is very, very, very lightly fragranced. The smell literally just smells like that's what the ingredients smell like. So this is nice. It's fine. I do like something with a little bit of a smell to it, so I probably wouldn't repurchase this unless I'm having like a big eczema flare-up. I do find the fragrances sometimes can aggravate the eczema. I went through a couple of bottles of the Herbalind bath oil. That's the same company that makes that glycerin silicone hand cream that I just mentioned. They make these bath oils. I love these. I'm the type of person, I don't take a lot of baths. I'm a shower gal. However, in the winter, I tend to take more baths because I get really cold and I can't warm up. So I'll take a bath. Also, if my muscles are sore from a workout at the gym, something like that, that's when I'll take a bath. Or if I'm sick, you know, something like that. So I do, however, if I'm going to take a bath, I want to put something in it. If I don't have a bath bomb or a bath oil or some salts, it's like, why bother? If I can't be fancy, then I don't want to do it. So I love these. This was the Harmonizing Antistress, and this was the Stimulating Eucalyptus. I love them both. These are a really nice bath oil. I just put like 2 capfuls in the bath, and it's really, really nice. It bubbles up a little bit without being like a bubble bath, so it doesn't have all the yucky, non-feminine friendly ingredients in there. Went through a couple of essential oils, so I did go through a bottle of Tea Tree. I will repurchase this. I haven't yet. Tea Tree is like kind of like first aid for essential oils, so this is a really nice blend. I also find if you mix it with lemon, it makes the house smell really, really clean. And where we've been showing our house trying to sell it, I have gone through a fair amount of that. And I do go through a lot of lavender, so I used up a bottle of that. I've already repurchased it. I'm probably already like halfway through the bottle that I repurchased after I went through this one. So I always keep lavender on hand. It's really, really nice for like sleepy time. It's nice in the salon as well. It's a very calming aroma. I had gotten a deluxe sample of the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream. I had gotten this originally in a BoxyCharm, and then I think I had gotten it free when one of my friends signed up and she used my code, so I went through that. Oh my gosh, this stuff smells so good. I don't know if they have like a perfume, but if they do, I would wear it. It smells glorious. It smells like everything you want summer to be. Ugh, I used like every last little ounce that I could scrape out of there. So this is really lovely. It is a little bit more of an expensive, more of a body butter almost than it is just a cream. I would definitely repurchase this. However, I do tend to keep something like this on hand because I do like the pump. I don't like scooping into these jars. Much as I love the product, because my nails are so long, I end up scooping in like this. I don't know. I just prefer a pump. Are you with me? Comment below. So I actually went through a couple of fragrances. I had gotten this Tory Burch fragrance from a friend for Christmas, I think a couple of years ago. It lasted forever. I have had this for so long, and I was using it every day, but it's sort of the dab-on kind, which I actually prefer. I think you don't go through it as quickly, and you don't end up reeking of perfume. It's just like the perfect, like, soft scent. I do have another bottle. It came in like a duo set, which I haven't opened yet because I have a bunch of these. I have some friends that work at drugstores, so when I go in and I purchase makeup or whatever, they'll give me little samples of things. So I have probably like 10 of these. So I had used this one up. This was a Givenchy one. I didn't care for this one as much. I found it to be a little too fragrant for me, and it is the spray-on kind, so I really felt like I was almost tasting it all day. It wasn't for me. I do prefer one that you just kind of dab on your wrists. I think that's it for sort of body-related items. So let's dive into skincare. So I went through a bottle of my favorite cleanser, so that's the Quannessence Deep Pore Salicylic Cleanser. I've talked about this one in probably every Empties video. I love this cleanser. I probably go through one every 3 or 4 months or so. I haven't repurchased it yet because I had a bottle of the Murad salicylic acid cleanser that I had gotten. I think I had got it with Ipsy points. So I'm using that one now, but when that one's gone, I'll definitely repurchase it. The other one is almost more of it's like a gel when it comes out and it foams up. I prefer the foam type. I don't know why. It's just my preference. So I love that. And then I also went through the Quannessence Multi-Fruit Peel Cleanser. This was like a deluxe sample size. Came in a big box. I think it was called like Facial in a Box. I don't know. It was a gift from my friend Billy. So I fell in love with this multi-fruit peel cleanser. So I actually repurchased the full size. I use this once a week, every week. So every week, usually either Friday night or like Sunday afternoon, I'll do like a little facial at home, and I do this cleanser. I used to do a lot of like lactic acid peels, different things like that, trying to keep the acne at bay. But since I've discovered this is all I need. I use this once a week. I do a mask, I do some serums, and it really keeps the acne at bay. If I have a breakout going on, it clears up really quickly. It almost clears it up before it even happens. Let me know in the comments below if you guys would like to see a video. I did my daily skincare routine. Would you like to see a weekly skincare routine where I talk about the facial that I give myself once a week? Let me know if you'd be interested in that, but I love this. Can't live without it. Like I say, I've already repurchased it. I also went through a Quannessence Sage Peel. So this is their scrub. You can't see probably anything in there, but it's just like little baby green granules. I love this. I find it to be very gentle. A lot of the scrubs that I've had, especially with the Bioelements line, which is the other line that I carry in my salon, they're all clay-based, and I don't like clay for my skin, which is, I know that sounds weird because I have oily, acne prone skin. You'd think that I'm like on the clay train. No, it doesn't do anything for me. I find this to be so much more effective. It's more gentle. It just sloughs off a little bit of that dull skin and makes the skin look a little bit brighter, more hydrated. My serums and everything can get in there and really do their job. So I love this. I've actually repurchased the big jar. It's in my shower right now. I went through a jar of the Bioelements Beyond Hydration. This is their gel-based moisturizer. I think I was at the tail end of this when summer ended. I usually like to keep one of these on hand in the summer because it is so lightweight. It's the perfect moisturizer for oily skin because it doesn't feel like you're wearing a moisturizer. So I've used that up. I will repurchase it again, but not until summer. At this point in time, I always feel like I need a little bit more hydration through fall, winter, and early spring because it's so cold where I live. But I will definitely repurchase that. I went through a jar of the Bioelements Oil Control Sleepwear. You guys know I've talked about this also in every Empties video. This is my favorite night cream. Again, it's a little bit more gel-based. It has a little bit of retinol in there. It really does the job. I haven't repurchased it yet. I've gotten quite a few like moisturizers and different things in BoxyCharm, different things like that. So I'm using up some things that I've got, but I will always, always end up repurchasing that because I do love it. These two in particular in the summertime are sort of the dream team of hydration for oily skin because neither of them make you feel like you're wearing anything. As well in the Bioelements, I went through a deluxe sample size of the Pore Peptide. This is their toner for dry and mature skin. So again, I had a travel size. I wanted to use it up. I've finished that up. I'm finishing up a big bottle of the Equalizer, which is their regular toner. I love their toners. Bioelements has my absolute favorite toners, so I will definitely repurchase those. Whether I'll try something else in between, I haven't decided yet. And then I have some more deluxe sample sizes of Bioelements. See, I had so many of these things and they don't keep forever that I was like, I want to try out some things that I haven't used in a while and see if I still love them. So this was the Sleepwear for eyes. So this is the nighttime eye cream. It kind of goes with the regular Sleepwear, has some of the same ingredients. I love this. I actually have repurchased it and I'm using it right now. So I love this for nighttime. I had used a jar of the stress solution. So this is their serum for sensitive or sensitized skin. I like this after I've done like the multi-fruit peel, if I've done a little bit more of an aggressive treatment, after I had my microneedling, this was really nice to use as well underneath my moisturizer, but I also used it as a makeup primer after my microneedling because my regular primer has salicylic acid in it, so I used that as a primer. My foundation glided on really, really nicely. It didn't stay on quite as well as it usually does, but I felt like it gave my skin like a nice barrier in between the makeup, you know? So I love that. I will definitely repurchase that again. And then I used a little jar of the Advanced Vitamineral C Complex. I've used this before, and when I used it before, I was like, is this breaking me out? And I don't think it was, because when I used it this time, I didn't have any issues. And I did notice my skin look a little bit brighter, which vitamin C can do that for you, but I didn't notice enough of a difference that I think I'd repurchase it, because this one is quite expensive. Okay, and I had used up another bottle of my Ulta MD Clear. This is my daily sunscreen. I use this every day. I have it on right now. I have repurchased it. I will continue to repurchase it. Can't live without it. And then I had gotten the Juice Beauty Stem Cell Anti-Wrinkle Moisturizer. I had gotten this in September, the very first Boxy Luxe that we had gotten. I believe it was quite expensive. I can't remember if it was like $80 or $90, but it has a really beautiful citrusy smell. I really enjoyed the smell of it. Very, very hydrating. I did notice with this that I had some stinging sensations in certain parts of my face, particularly on the cheeks where I tend to be a little bit more sensitive. I would say there's a fair amount of vitamin C in there, which can sometimes do that. It didn't continue to irritate my skin. It was just as I was putting it on. So if you're sensitive to vitamin C, I would keep that in mind. I did enjoy it. It had an interesting, you know, pump top, which was great at first, but once there was not as much in there, it didn't pump out as well. And I feel like underneath that thing, there's probably still some moisturizer. So as much as I enjoyed that, I found this to be quite sanitary, you're not digging into the jar, I think there's probably some wasted product in there, and I don't like that. And then I had the Tony Moly, the Black Tea London Classic Serum. I had gotten this in an Ipsy bag. I absolutely loved this. This lasted me like 4 months. It lasted a very long time. I haven't looked into the full size yet, but I would definitely consider buying the full size of this. I love anything that has tea in it for my skin. I don't know why, it just seems to work really, really well. So I loved this. I would definitely repurchase that. That was like a great little item to get in an Ipsy bag. When I had my microneedling done, they sent me home with this PCA hyaluronic acid serum. I really, really enjoyed this. I obviously didn't get a ton of use out of it because it's just a sample and they used a fair amount on me during the treatment, but I really enjoyed this. I love the PCA products. It's been quite a number of years since I've used anything from them, but I mean, everybody loves hyaluronic acid for their skin. If you don't, then you should try it because it's amazing. Now the rest is makeup, believe it or not. So this is going to be so long. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm going to try and cut it down as much as I can. So I went through 3 mascaras since my last Empties video. So I usually use my mascara for about 2 to 3 months, and then I throw it away and I have a new one. I always have backups on hand. Now, Wander Beauty Unlashed Mascara, I did not care for this. I did use it up because I'm cheap, but what I ended up doing was just using it on my bottom lashes, or I'd use it on my top lashes when I was doing like a no makeup day, because it gave me absolutely 0 volume. It says it's for volume and curl. I don't think so. Sorry. I had gotten that, I believe, in a BoxyCharm. Also in a BoxyCharm, I had gotten the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. Now, I didn't even use this one up. It was so gloppy and thick. I could not get this to work. So many people love this mascara. Now, I did find it didn't transfer. I didn't get raccoon eyes, nothing like that. But it was just so gloppy and thick and chunky, and I couldn't make it look nice. I'm not into the thick, clumpy eyelashes. Some people really like that type of volume. I don't. I like some separation, and I really didn't get that with this. And for, I think it's like a $25 or $30 mascara, I would never pay that for this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't like it. Now, I'm like, I don't like the $30 mascara, but this $5 mascara I loved. So this was the Essence Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara. I loved everything about this. I used up every last drop until it was dry. Well, maybe there was a little bit left, but basically my eyes will tell me when it's time to let go of a mascara. So I like the wand. It's got a little bit of a curve to it. It wasn't clumpy. It gave me some separation, gave me some volume, gave me some curl, gave me really everything I'm looking for in a mascara. I have yet to try a Lash Princess mascara that I don't like. I think there's 3 different types, and I like them all. So eyebrow pencils. I have like 4 eyebrow pencils in here. I go through a lot of brow products, apparently. So I had bought the Rimmel Brow This Way Fiber Brow Pencil. I don't know. I don't like this. It was fine. It was okay for the no makeup day. It didn't have a lot of pigment. It did sort of fill in the gaps a little bit, but I just wasn't a fan. It wasn't anything to get very excited about. And then I decided that I wanted to try the micro pencils because everybody's raving about how much better these are, how much easier they are to use. So I picked up the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Taupe. It's got like the spoolie on one end, whoops, and the teeny tiny pencil on the other end. I liked this. Taupe was a great color for me. Absolutely nothing wrong with this. I would definitely repurchase it again. However, after I tried this one, I discovered the CoverGirl ones. These are the best. I already have 2 more in my everyday makeup drawer. I'm obsessed with these. I don't know what it is. I don't know how these can be so different, but for whatever reason, these ones apply so much easier. It's effortless. It's absolutely effortless. So I've since repurchased. My favorite to use is the honey brown. I like that one for underneath and on the tail, and then soft blonde I use to fill in the rest. This is my dream team brow product. I will not go without this. I will repurchase 2 more probably very soon, so that, because the only thing is you don't know when you're almost out until you're out. I had gotten the Trestique Mini Matte Blur Stick, I believe in an Ipsy bag. You could use this over makeup to remove shine, or you could use it under makeup as a primer. That's how I used it. I enjoyed it. I just sort of used it on this area where I tend to get the most oily, on the nose and between the brows where I tend to get the most oily. I enjoyed it, but it didn't make a huge difference. I didn't feel like I needed to rush out and repurchase it after it was gone. My absolute favorite primer, you guys know, is the e.l.f. Blemish Control Face Primer. I have another one right here on my vanity. I always keep a backup of that because, again, it's kind of hard to tell when you're almost out, but I love this. I can't live without it. It has made such a big difference in my skin, and my makeup really does last longer when I'm using this. L'Oreal Time Resist White. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Eyeshadow in Time Resist White. I have had this for eons, and I finally have just given up. I feel like what's in there is expired, and we don't need to hang on to this any longer. So it went in the Empties box. I went through one of the Maybelline Age Rewind Dark Circle Corrector. I used the color neutralizer. I'm pretty sure I've had one of these in every Empties video as well. I love this. This is my favorite concealer from the drugstore. I have it on right now. Obviously, I've since repurchased it. And I did go through a bottle of the Almay Clear Complexion Foundation. I have it in the color 200 Buff. I love this. So I used to use the Clinique Acne Solutions Foundation faithfully for years and years and years. When I discovered this, I did a video, I don't know, so many months ago called Drugstore versus Luxury Foundation. I'll link that in the description box below. I discovered this one, and I like it just as well, if not more. So I don't buy the Clinique one anymore. I buy this one, so I love it. I have since been trying some different foundations, but I really, really like to use these salicylic acid based foundations when I'm struggling with my acne. And then the last thing that I have in here, oh my gosh, this is such a big box full of stuff. The last thing I have in here is the Physicians Formula. This was the Mineral Airbrushing Loose Powder. So this was the color Creamy Natural. I don't know if that's the best color matching that I've ever done. I usually use the ones called like Buff, or I'll use like just the Translucent Light. But I had picked this one up in the summer, so I think I was a little bit tanned when I picked it up. I love Physicians Formula powders. I don't know why nobody is talking about them. I have already repurchased this one. This is the Translucent Light. I can't live without these. They're one of the only powders that I've found that don't have talc in them. Am I the only one that doesn't want talc in my face powder? It clogs my pores. So I love these. I highly recommend them. If you've never tried Physicians Formula powders, they are so good. So that's it. That's the box. I swear I'm going to get a smaller box, you guys. I know that was really, really long, but I hope you enjoyed this. I know some people really, really, really like these Empties videos. So if you did, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.